If you were born during a Venus retrograde, like me, it is so important to understand your value system from the core of yourself. Something with Venus retrograde born native folks, if you were born with your Venus retrograde, we have a lot of people attempt to put their impressions on value systems or life or anything really on us. We have a lot of people that come into our lives that try to control the ways that we see value, that we see worth, that we see art, that we love, that we see love, that we express love. This can be like being a part of a family who really pushes you towards their types of ways of tradition and living, even if they may not be true to you or even necessarily correct or right or pure or healthy. Kind of call this like Eve syndrome. And it's like the serpent coming in to distort Eve's world with the words that were spoken to her. It's the same thing with Venus retrograde people. We are so sensitive to others' opinions and taking them on. Like if we're doing the opposite of someone that we love's opinion, we might really take that to the head with ourselves and we may not feel like we're good enough because we are not living in a way that someone we love expects us to live. And we are actually here to be redefining those things. So what we are doing may look a certain type of way to other people that may not be correct or unconventional. That's what a retrograde does. It makes things unconventional and kind of out of the norm looking. People with Venus in retrograde are actually supposed to be like that. It's not something to fix, it's not something to correct. Venus in retrograde people are here to be unconventional in the ways of value, art, love, creativity, and most importantly, Venus, of course, is relationships. Not just art, not just beauty, not just love, but relationships and all types of relationships. You think about any type of retrograde planet, like if my mom, for example, was born with a Mercury retrograde, her words, the way she speaks, the way she communicates is unconventional. And there's nothing wrong with her necessarily. It's just you have to work to understand her and the words that she says. And you have to kind of bring it to attention, like, I'm having a hard time understanding what you're saying, versus me trying to edit her and saying, you're not talking right. Like, no, she's talking how she's exactly supposed to be speaking. I just need to work to, attune my listening skills to her mode because she is unconventional in the ways that she communicates. Whereas with Venus and retrograde people, we are unconventional in the ways that we relate to others, that we have loving relationships, that we create beauty, that we create art, that we see self-worth and self-value in ourselves. We are supposed to do things different. We are supposed to be walking the other way than the status quo. We are not supposed to be flowing with the mainstream. So this is just, for my Venus retrograde folks, do not allow other people to impress their opinions and lifestyle on you, because you're actually here to create something entirely new that no one has ever seen before, most likely. It's kind of like people want to control our senses of identity and understanding ourselves and understanding relationships because to make them comfortable, right? Because when people are unconventional, sometimes that really makes conservative people or people that do things very routinely or people that don't live outside the box at all, are very traditional or reptilian even in nature, like never changing, that makes them uncomfortable to see a person like living in their flow and like loving it and being confident in it. It's about our confidence in the lifestyle that we live and knowing that it's the best lifestyle for us that God has designed for us. We're not here to appease the peanut gallery. We're not here to do everything like everyone else does. We're not here to feed into judgments. We're not here to feed into persuasive, notions on how we should be, how we should display, how we should identify. It is super important for Venus and retrograde born native folks to eliminate all of the belief systems, value systems, opinions of others that are not our own, and to understand what value systems, identities, and such that are our own. What have we picked up through family? What have we picked up through the groups that we're around? What is truly us? What is not truly us? What has been like a bug in the ear just feeding us like, oh, you're this, you're too this, you're too that. And what have we been listening to that actually has been harming our senses of identity because it's not true to who we are. Also, something with Venus and retrograde folks, we're here to try different things and see what works for us. So some things may not work for other people, some things may work for us. We're here to actually figure it out and kind of be like the trial and error type folks within that. So it may not look right to someone else and it may just be a phase for us, but that's literally how we are wired to function. And I'm just bringing this in because I think it's super important for people to understand their birth charts because it helps them understand their strengths and their weaknesses. Something with me is people's words are very, very influential to me. I've always been like that. I feel like it's a fairy curse in a way. I just, the words that people say, they really cut into me like water. Like I'm water, so it takes a deep imprint. So it's taken a lot of time for me to retrain my brain to really understand what is me, what is not me, what's coming from me, what's coming from others, repetitive things from family members or repetitive things from other people that are around you that are constantly feeding these like belief systems that are not yours in your head. I've had to constantly like wash my brain out from the brainwash of what is not me consistently throughout life because people, for some reason, see uniqueness and they want to tear it down. They see something that's different and they want to tear it down because most likely these people are not confident enough to be who they truly are. So they see someone not conforming and they want to make you conform because your uniqueness and your confidence and that is making them uncomfortable because maybe they have never stepped into their true skin before and they don't even know their true skin. So they don't know how to take someone knowing their true skin, if that makes sense. So yeah, love yourself, know yourself, and stand on your beliefs, stand on your values. And, no matter what, stand on your values, know yourself. We know ourselves. It's the people that are trying to convince us otherwise that are the ones that have the issues with self to deal with. We kind of just reflect that we are kind of a mirror in that type of way with having a retrograde Venus, but also depending on the placement. If you have a water Venus, most likely you're definitely going to be a mirror for a lot of people. That's me. Scorpio Venus here in retrograde. Lord help me in the 8th house.